Hello, welcome to another episode of Black Ice 73. I am Black Ice 73. Today I want to talk about the serial killer in Florida. This story coming from Spring Hill, Florida. And they're talking about how they discovered human remains at the home of a serial killer. I always ask the question. I might don't know, always ask it online, but I always ask, do we really know our neighbors? Behind closed doors, we don't know what the hell going on over there. Next to us, or in front of us. We don't know these people butchering people's body, committing sexual acts without permission. I don't want to say the R word. I don't know what YouTube would do, but committing sexual act without permission and a serial killer. So this guy down here in Florida, he was a serial killer. His name Billy Mansfield. And I'm gonna let you listen to this audio before I give a little bit more of this my reading of my comment.
Spring Hill, where human remains actually were found. Aid is on your side with Marco Villarreal, and Marco is live at the Hernando County Sheriff's Office in Brooksville, and we understand that this home has a dark history behind it, right, Marco?
Correct, David. A very dark history. It's the family home of Billy Mansfield, the convicted serial killer who's now behind bars. But now the Hernando County Sheriff's Office has a lot of questions as those human remains were found. They have brought out forensic units, backhoes, bulldozers, and they're out there now digging for bodies on the property. So all of this started with the brother of Billy Mansfield, Gary. He was arrested on drug charges early Tuesday morning. Sources say he told deputies about the bodies that were buried nearby at the family home. He's currently serving 4 life sentences for killing 4 girls in Florida and 1 in California. The disturbing crimes of this Florida serial killer are chronicled on websites like serialdispatches.com, documenting the details of the murders in the late 70s. The killer's father and his brother, Gary, who, again, I said, was arrested yesterday, both still live in the home, both with lengthy criminal histories. Neighbors say the recent discovery has them on edge.
That's mind-blowing. I can't wrap my head around that. I can't believe that. It's crazy.
And investigative crews and investigators will be out there later today as well, continuing their search and continuing to look for these bodies. We don't know exactly how or if they're connected to Billy Mansfield or if they are somehow part of something else here, but there's still a lot of questions that will continue to follow here out in Hernando County. For now, live in Brooksville, Marco Villarreal, 8.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes.
Man, isn't it crazy? It's crazy how his family have been living in the same house. His dad and his brother been living in the same house, knowing that dead bodies were on the property. It kind of caused you to think, saying, well, this is a family of serial killers? Cause why the brother get busted on drug charges? You heard what he said. Brother got busted because he was, dealing drugs or on drugs or whatever. And then he gonna tell, hey, police, we got some done dead bodies on our property. The whole family crazy people. This ain't just one. Bill ain't the only one crazy. The daddy and the Don brother is crazy too. You're gonna walk on the same ground that you know that people body have been improperly buried. Yeah, the whole family crazy. It ain't just Billy. I'm also read you some of this article too. But I'm gonna read you all of this article because it don't make no sense. No. His brother named Gary Mansfield. He's 63. It's that's crazy. He was just arrested yesterday. Yeah, yesterday on the 27th. And he just like, okay, I'm gonna tell everything. God done, Gary. Here got the article right here. I'm gonna read this. It's coming from, like I said, Spring Hill, Florida. They said a gruesome discovery was made on Tuesday, one that could change the course of a decade-old serial killer case. Human remains was found in the yard of Spring Hill home. They said the neighbors tell 8 on your side that multiple investigators began showing up at dawn, bringing bulldozers with them and digging for bodies. They said one body, they said for bodies. They said it turned out the home where the remains were found is no stranger to law enforcement. It's a graphic discoveries have been unearthed there before, bringing with it the chilling stories of what neighbors call the House of Horrors. Can't be just one person in the House of Horrors. I mean, if 3 people living there, you gotta be the 3 people living in the House of Horror. To me, I don't think just Billy. This damn bloodline is pausing. Billy's brother, daddy, bloodline and pausing people. They said, according to court document and dozens of detectives over the years, what happened in the Spring Hill home was the stuff of nightmares with detailed or horrible, and so evil. Longtime resident admitted just talking about the home on Central Wood Avenue make them uneasy. See, that's the thing I'm talking about. Do we really know our neighbors? If the neighbors are afraid of the house, they're not afraid of the house. They're afraid of the people who inside the house. The daddy, they were, even after the brother was caught, they said they were still afraid of the house. So that's why I said the daddy and the other brother just batshit crazy as doing Billy. This is doing a flock of batshit. Whole family batshit crazy. But you already know what I said about Florida. Too much damn salt water and they doing fresh water. Don't make them crazy. That's my theory. Listen, this isn't just a home. This property has a dark and twisted history, including murders, rape, and heavy drug use from occupants inside. It's including a twice convicted child molester, according to neighbors. The location is the family home of convicted Florida serial killer Billy Mansfield, where he carried out savage behavior where torture was frequently carried out as he brought home women he kidnapped. Come on, people. Like I said, this is a family thing. There's no way in the hell that daddy and that brother didn't participate in this darn mess and they all living in the same house. No way in the hell. You think they went in the back room, shut the door and said, well, that Billy being Billy? I don't think so. I think they joined in. I don't have proof, but it's kind of speaking like a duck. Sound like a duck. All that duck shit, it sound like a goddamn Billy and his family. They said the location is the family home of 50. I think I read that. Yeah, I did. Women kidnapped. There's some unspeakable horrors were poured with pure evil, prosecutors said, as Billy Mansfield fulfilled a sick and twisted fantasy with his father and brother, President gave them young women. I don't know what they said, President them with young women who was bound and gagged but still alive. Told you, dad and brother, they were in on it too. The women were bound and gagged, and these two still were out. Shit. It said, according to court paper, the terrified victim endured the most horrifying circumstances as they was passed around between the father and his 2 sons. Told y'all, that whole family. Billy was doing dinner, go out there and dinner, searching for the women, bring them home. And the daddy and the brother was just participating like ain't nothing going on. This whole family twisted. But they let them 2 be out. I guess they testified against their brother. Sick ass people. They said the family members sexually assaulted, tortured the victim as they suffered in the last moment of their lives before Biddy did the unthinkables over and over again. He murdered the women, often dismembered them in the house. Then, to the satisfaction his growing murderous obsession, Biddy would bury the body nearby. Remaining years later in court, he wanted them close. He liked them there. The discovery Tuesday of human remains was so disturbing and so chilling. Forensic team spent hours at the home from sunup to sundown. There's a dozen of investigators from the Hernandez County Sheriff Office, the Medical Examiner Office, and the forensic expert from the USF had their hands full on day one. Now the investigation continued as their property will once again be scored on Wednesday, searching for bodies. It is indeed one of the darkest and the deadliest secrets in the pieces of history that still shock longtime resident like Kristen Green. She quote, "It's scary to think stuff like this happened," Kristen said. But the part I don't get, hey sweetie, how you doing? The part I don't get, how in the world if the dad and the brother participated into the raping of the ladies, but they out on bail? I don't get it. I guess they wanted the killer worse. It's just like the election going on right now. The lesser of the two evils. And I guess the dad and the brother were the lesser of the two evils. They said what exactly took place on the property, what happened behind closed doors in the family home where this convicted killer now serving 4 life sentences in California prison. Are there more bodies of victims buried deep in the land surrounding the home? And if so, who are they? Were they reported missing years ago when the crimes were carried out in the late 1970s? Those questions remains as the research continues, revealing more and more about the cruel and unusual tenets of Biddy Mansfield. They said the killer murdered 4 Florida women and a California woman who met during a trip with his brothers. The gruesome crime of these killers are chronic on websites like Serial Dispatch. Documents of the details of the murder sequentially arrested the multiple life sentences. Prosecutor was originally pursuing the death penalty in Florida, and that what made Biddy Mansfield confess, plead guilty, and head to prison until he dies. The family compound surrounding suspicions and mystery still has the locals in Spring Hill visual nervous as they talk about the Tuesday discovery. I'm telling you, the whole family was damn crazy. Told y'all, the whole family was crazy. There can't be one family member living in the house not crazy. I bet the dad, just like in those so-called horror movies, the dad like, all right, there, Biddy boy, now you need the holes of the body. Because he knows Jane didn't have the Gary. He knows Gary didn't have the darn testicles to do the job. So I guess had to use Biddy. The neighbor quote, that family is dangerous. They will kill you, like they kill others. I can't say anything about them at all. I might get killed. They said they are crazy, said a man who did not want to get his name. The family is so bad. The people in that city knew the family was so bad, or know the family is so bad, they scared to get their name now with Billy in jail. So they let you know Gary and the dad are crazy too. They might plant this on on Billy, but watch it come out that some of these bodies been missing after damn Biddy was arrested. Between the Gary and the dad, you know they gonna give up that easy access to younger ladies like they're not gonna give up that easy access to younger ladies because Biddy locked up. Who said they ain't continue after Biddy was locked up? It said after Beard carried out his vicious crime spree, killing multiple women between 1975 and 1980, the case is once again drawing attention more than 40 years later. And the Mansfield family sat squarely in the middle of it. It said the family and the brother both remain in the house, both with lengthy criminal history. In fact, Betty's brother Gabriel was arrested on drug charges in the early morning hours of Tuesday, October the 27th. That when the case broke wide open. Sources said, with Gary sharing the secrets of the past with deputies, witnesses said as he was being escorted from the home by deputy, he began yelling loudly and demanding immunity of the impending drug charges. Gary took all the detectives the clue that now launched a whole new investigation. There are bodies all over the property, he yelled. Sadly, he was correct. Human remains was found just hours later. You see how sick these people are? In order for this man to want to get off on drug charges, he started saying it's bodies all over the house. I mean, all over the property. You know why he know? Because he participated in digging the holes and get rid of the bodies. That's how he know. Gary ain't innocent at all. Gary is not innocent at all. And Gary proven right now he's not loyal at all. He's not loyal. He ain't have no loyalty for his brother. No loyalty for his dad. None of that. I ain't telling him. Gary just didn't have no loyalty. Gary was worried about covering his posterior. His 63-year-old wrinkled, nasty ass posterior. That's what he was worrying about. And then tried to throw his brother under the bus. The man already serving 4 life sentences. If them people down in Florida try to charge Billy and not charge the brother and the daddy, they need their ass, they need their job, and they done everything kit. They need tucking. Cause they don't let these darn crazy people get away with their junk. They say he murdered a woman, often dismembering them in the house. He killed the people in the house, and he cut up their body inside the house. Then threw them away. Throw them away like trash. Dog a hole like they were living in the country. Instead of I know y'all heard the story about how people used to live in the rural areas. They ain't had the access to the trash, and they used to dig ditches to dump their trash in. And when they get too full, they cover it up. That's how they were disposing them doing ladies. They were disposing on ladies like they were trashing. There wasn't nothing. And it's sad. And this county need to do a better job of investigating and going after the daddy and Gary. Sick ass. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Hit the share button. Yeah, just hit the like button. All right, I'll talk to you later. Hello? Yes, this is Marcus.